Hey everybody, and welcome to Consordini.com. In this video, Inte and I would like to talk to you about violin cases. And this is such an important accessory for anyone who carries a violin around. It protects the violin from damage and humidity, it also controls the temperature, and it also needs to be very ergonomic and easy to carry. So there are a lot of factors that we need to account for when picking out the violin case. And this is exactly what we're talking about, picking a violin case. Imagine you have a budget of $50 or $100 or $200 and you're logging on to Amazon.com and there's just hundreds of violin cases popping up, most of them from China. You don't know the brand or what to expect from them. So this is what the video is about, what to expect from the violin cases at a certain price range. Let's take a look. Let's look at the pros of this one. It has a hygrometer. Also, it has a container for the rosin and all the accessories. It has a soft cover for the instrument, so it doesn't get any scratches. And the inside of the case is very soft itself. Let's see what the cons are. There is nowhere to put your bow. Also, the bridge doesn't fit in this case, so it seems that it's pretty small. The containers are really something you should be looking at when selecting a case. This case has detachable straps that allow to carry it as a backpack, but the holders don't really seem that sturdy. Another thing is the folder for the sheet music. There's no place in this case to hold your sheet music, so that could be pretty inconvenient because you'll have to carry a separate bag for your sheet music or a separate folder. So there's something to look for as well. So this case doesn't have all the perks that a case could have, but it is a hard case and it's pretty light, so you know your violin is protected, but it doesn't provide us with much else. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. So this one is a big fella. It has a hygrometer to know how humid it is. There are 4 bow holders for your different bows. There's a space for the strings. There's a separate pocket for these straps, and the straps are not that bad themselves. They have shoulder pads, which makes it more convenient to carry. There's a separate pocket for your shoulder rest or bridge. There's plenty of extra space in the pockets for your accessories like rosin or cleaning supplies like a cloth or cleaning solution. And it has a large cloth to cover your instruments. There's a separate folder for the sheet music, which is very convenient. But there is one con. This case is really large and wide. So this could be a problem during air travel because some of the airlines would not allow it inside the cabin as cabin luggage. But overall, this is something to look out for when picking up a case. Has all the perks of a good case. Let's look at the case number 3. This one falls in the range between $150 and $170. As we can see, it is also a pretty large one. Let's talk about the pros first. We can see both the hygrometer for the humidity and the thermometer for the temperature. There are 4 bow holders and a string compartment. There is a soft cloth to cover the instrument. The design is pretty appealing. There are lots of compartments as well. There's a compartment for the detachable straps. And if you take out the straps, there's enough space for the shoulder rest. There's a small pocket for the rosin. The straps have pads on them. And on the outside, there's a folder for the sheet music. It's pretty light for such a large case. And you can say this is a large case because it has all those compartments. And it isn't as wide as the previous one. Let's take a look at the case number 4. On the outside it looks very similar to the previous ones. It is a large one. Costs around $160. So these are the features that you can expect for this amount of money. It has a sturdy lock. On the inside everything is made of velour, pretty soft, so there's no way you can damage your violin. There's a cloth, of course. There's only space for 2 bows and a string holder. There's a large compartment for the shoulder rest, and there's also plenty of space for the other accessories. There aren't any hygrometers or thermometers in this case. The shoulder straps are decent, but the pads are not made of cloth. They're made of plastic, so I don't think they'll be as comfortable as the cloth ones. But there is also a folder for the sheet music, which is also a good perk. And it's pretty heavy for its size. Let's take a look at the case number 5. It is Chinese made, and it costs around $120. Looks like that the quality is really decent. The handle is really wide, so that's a good thing. On the inside, this case is really well designed. There are 2 bow holders. There's a hygrometer built in the cover. There's a pocket for the shoulder rest. It doesn't seem to fit in there well. Now there's a cloth and another larger pocket at the bottom. So I guess this is the pocket for the shoulder rest. And the other one is just for the other accessories. This is also the space to hold your cleaning solutions and cloth and rosin as well. This case is really light for its size. There's also a pocket for your card with your name and address in case the violin gets lost, as well as the larger folder for your sheet music and files. The shoulder straps are wide and the pads are made of plastic. Moving on to the case number 6. This case is also in the range of $120, also Chinese made. Let me say I really like the retro design, large handles, and good looking on the inside. So 2 bow holders, a hygrometer, string holder. Looks like the space is rationally used. There's a smaller pocket for the shoulder rest at the top. And there's also a larger pocket at the bottom where the straps are located. There's only 1 strap though, with plastic connections and a plastic pad. On the outside there's a small space for your papers without a zipper. So that's a con. It doesn't seem like there's enough space for an A4 paper. So that means you'll probably have to either fold your sheet music or carry it in a separate bag. Another good thing here is the weight. It's really light and it's small, so there's not going to be any problem at the airport. Also, there's a small pocket for your name and address in case it gets lost. Moving on to number 7. This one is made in Germany and it's really light. It's only 1.8 kilos and the price is around $145. And on the inside it's kind of pretty. There's a hygrometer for the humidity. There are 2 bow holders. There's a small pocket in the front for the shoulder rest. And there's a larger pocket at the bottom with a flap for all the accessories like rosin and other stuff. There's a separate folder for the sheet music, which is pretty big. The straps have metal connections and the pads are made of cloth. Case number 8. So this is a hard case and the insides are really modest. So not a lot of extra pockets, This one costs around $100. The case is made of plastic and it has a hard handle as well. It has 2 locks. It doesn't have a zipper. There is a hygrometer. Of course, there's a cloth. I guess we should expect that from any case. There are 2 bow holders. It has a pretty big pocket at the top for the rosin and accessories. And that seems like that's it. There's not enough space for the shoulder rest. We can put it alongside the violin's neck, but we have to be careful not to damage the neck with the shoulder rest. There's also a strap with plastic connections and a plastic pad. And there's no place for the sheet music. Another hot case, case number 9. This one's a different shape. Also costs around $100. It's medium weight. Okay, really stylish black and white design. There is only space for 1 bow. There is a hygrometer. There is a pouch, which is made of hard material. In this pouch, you can put your cleaning cloth, your rosin, your cleaning solution, and you can hang it onto the strap connector outside the case. Obviously a cloth. Also, unfortunately, there is nowhere to put the shoulder rest. It could go in here, but only if the neck would let it. But then the question is, will it fit in there when the violin is inside? Let's get a violin. Okay, so it looks like everything is in place. The violin is in there and the shoulder rest is resting comfortably by the neck. But if it's a larger shoulder rest, I don't think you'll be able to put it inside this beautiful case. On the straps, the connections are made of plastic, but they're pretty hard. There's also a key for the lock and obviously no folder for the sheet music. Moving on to number 10. This one is under $100. It looks really large, but it is pretty light. Let's take a look inside. There's a zipper, there are 2 bow handles, and there's a cloth. Once again, we see 2 pockets. One of them you can use for your shoulder rest. The one with the flap is the bigger one, and the shoulder rest fits there comfortably with enough space for the other stuff. The shoulder straps have metal connectors, but the straps themselves are narrow, so I guess that could be less comfortable. There is no hygrometer, there is no thermometer, there's no place for the strings. And on the outside we can see a separate folder for A4 sheet music. So this is what we can expect with one of the cheaper cases. Now let's move on to case number 11. Also comes in black. This one is the smallest and the lightest of all. So guaranteed no hustle at the airport. Let's take a look inside. There's a zipper. There's only space for 2 bows, but that's not uncommon. And there's not much else. There's a little pocket for the rosin and accessories, and the flap doesn't have a spring, so you'll have to push it in. Of course, there's a cloth for the instrument. No place for the shoulder rest anywhere. Doesn't fit with the neck, but you can put it in the pocket on the outside. There's a zipper, and the shoulder rest fits in this pocket nicely. The shoulder straps are wide and the connections are made of plastic. Obviously there's no space for the sheet music, no hygrometer, no space for the strings, really little space for the accessories and rosins. But it is small and it is light and it is cheap. Okay, so these are the features that you can expect from violin cases from $50 up to $200. Hope it was very useful to you. In our next video, we'll be looking at some of those top-of-the-line branded cases and how they're different from the ones you saw now. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. Also, we would greatly appreciate it if you would like and share our video and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. This has been a presentation of Consordini.com. We'll see you in our next videos. Bye!